There we go. That's the live button. Check it out, people. Listen, we got a live in the live tonight. We're going to give you a live in the live tonight. Live on the line. I had to get some stuff going real quick for you. But if you guys don't know, I got to do something before y'all really forget what we do over here. Check it out. Check out these sponsors, yo. Look, mama, I fucking made it! I'm on a billboard! Album out now, y'all. Go get that shit. My album is out right now. Look at the billboard, man. Look at the billboard, man. We taking the
Excuse me.
Hey, how you doing?
I want to introduce myself. My name is Tyree.
Nice to meet you.
I get nervous every time I see you. I think you're an angel.
I already know your name.
I paid attention for a while and noticed no ring on your finger.
Damn.
Hoping you're single. Yeah. I know you'll see me watching you.
Stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you.
Get more W. That Gentlest energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get more W, get more power.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you.
It's a lot special about you, yo. Check it out, because you're watching Live on the Line. That's right. Hey, what's good? My name is Brian B, and we do this Sunday night thing every Sunday night. If you ain't know, now you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yo, just to make it official, check it out.
This is a breaking news report. Breaking news.
People, it's time to get Live on the Line.
That's right. That's right. We live on the line. Yo, my name is Brian B, and yo, this is what we do. So check it out, guys. Thank you guys so much. Already hit me up with the support. My man said when we collab. Hey, no, I saw that with Smash. Yo, Smash was good, brother. Yo, we definitely can collab at any time, man. Listen, if you want to come on tonight, I'm kind of low tonight. I don't know where everybody yet. Everybody watching football, and football took over. But yo, check it out, man. We're gonna be talking about some stuff here tonight. I do got some people I think popping in with me tonight. I got one person in the waiting room right now. But yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting conversation tonight. We're gonna be talking about some man and some women stuff, and what's going on. Might be a little bit debating going down tonight, but we always like that. It's always fun when you can, maybe you don't agree with everything, but it's respectful. It's respectful. But yo, listen, she just popped up in the waiting room, bringing on stage with me here today. Her name is Mama Donna D. What up, Donna? I think you're muted.
I forgot. Hey, y'all, what's going on?
What up, Donna? How you doing, yo?
I'm good.
Doing all right? Had a good Sunday?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I ain't do too much today. I watched a movie today that I wanted to watch for a while. Watched the Blue Beetle. That was actually pretty good.
Really?
That was pretty good. Yeah. I'm a huge superhero nerd and stuff like that. So listen,
Okay.
superheroes is on, I'm good. But yeah, well, what you do today? Anything special?
Just watch some football. A little depressing, but I've been watching.
Yeah, I've seen. I don't know what it is. I don't watch football really, so it's like I don't really have too much going on. But I've been seeing like a lot of people have been complaining about their teams losing. Like, has it been like an awkward year or something like that?
Yes, it's definitely an off year for college, our high school,
Got it.
NFL. It's just too much right now.
It's all your call to. Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't know. I saw somebody was saying something about like the Dolphins or like killing it or some shit like that.
Yeah, the
they're
Dolphins
like-
scored like 70 something points last week.
Really?
Yeah, but they didn't do too good this week. But
Oh,
but they definitely
Fluke.
scored.
it was a fluke. Dolphin, get it? Fluke.
Right.
I don't even know if that goes together. But Donna, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't know. Yeah, man, we're supposed to have a couple other people coming on with us tonight, man. The guys since football came on, man, guys have been hard to come by on the show. But yeah, we still want to have like some conversation. Some stuff went on. We watched a couple videos and stuff like that.
Okay.
But how's your show been going? Like, have you been doing some new episodes recently?
Yes, I had a bulk. I did a bulk recording, so I had so many episodes. I just been recording, and I just been kind of letting it play. So I finally
Yeah.
have some more interviews coming up this week. So I was able to take a whole week off.
Oh, okay, from work
Yep,
or just from? Oh, that's awesome.
from
bro.
everything. Yeah, from work and then podcasting, just so that I can enjoy it. Because I was recording so many per day.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely need it, bro. You definitely need to take that break. I was just, talking about today. I was trying to figure out why I haven't really been editing and stuff like that the way that I usually do. Like, usually an episode comes out, I edit it all up, I put clips out, I do everything. But I'm trying to figure out why I can't get into it. And then I realized, like, I've literally been doing overtime at my job and working 6 days a week. I work like 10-hour days. I mean, I'm working from home. It's not like it's like super hard, but it's time consuming. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you get off and you're like, I want to just chill and relax, not do shit. So it's like I'm about to start going back to just doing my regular schedule so I can start making time for the business again.
Right.
But yeah, it's work, man. It's definitely. I was actually checking out your YouTube channel. You got a lot of family content on there. So that's here. Really good channel. You got a lot of subscribers, yo. How long have you been doing that?
I don't know. I've been doing it for a while. I tried at a couple of different pages, and
Yeah.
then that page, as you can see, is so much different stuff on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one thing and stick to it. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, bro. No hate here. That's one thing about like especially like exploring like content creations and stuff like that. People always say, "Well, who's your audience?" It's a difficult question, yo, because it's not like you're just planning to talk to just one group of people. There's some people that have like specific audiences when they're doing their creations. But like you just said, like you're out with your family and stuff like that. Like anybody can watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody, even if you don't have a family and you want a family, like
Right,
you want
exactly.
the Disney trips and stuff like that. So I completely get you. But yeah, I was just looking at your page. We was talking. I read comments. I just drank it, but we was talking about the soda thing, and I'm telling you right now, this is one thing I wanted to talk about. We're gonna talk about this. This is a really good topic. I was thinking about this shit this morning. You put out a post on Facebook, and you said, what was the soda? Oh, Sprite, ice cold Sprite, tastes banging or whatever. Change my mind, like do something. And people flooded your shit with that response right there, right? Including my ass, like. What made you? Did you just have one and you were just like, yo, listen, this shit is the greatest shit in the world?
Yeah, I actually saw that post. That's not even my own post, but I literally just had a Sprite, and I was like, this Sprite is really hitting. So I put it up
Bruh.
there, and I did not think they would say all that stuff, but they like, a Sprite. I think only 2 people said Sprite. Everybody else was like, nah.
Sprite is definitely, definitely the shit. The one thing that I wanted to like say like on it, because like it caught my attention too. Something about soda in a can, yo. When it's in a tin can, it's small. I don't know if it's because of the metal and it gets in the refrigerator, freezer, and it just makes it super cold. Like you don't even need ice. Like
Right.
when the bottle soda you pour it with ice, it's cold, but then it starts getting watered down fast, and that ice cold can hit crazy different. But I wanted to say with that. I went out this morning and went to the store or whatever and went and bought a whole pack of Canada Dry Ginger Ale because of that conversation, yo.
Oh, really?
and it hit me when I did it, and it was just like, you know, I always play the sponsors and like the people that I like or whatever at the beginning of my show or whatever, including like my own stuff or whatever. But it's crazy how much effect that sponsorship has, yo. Like you just sponsored Canada Dry ginger ale. I just sponsored them, I guess, because I was to myself and shit. But you just sponsored something, and then you made. I can't be the only one. I was like, man, listen, I'm about to give me an ice cold ass can of soda right now.
Right.
That's how fast that shit can be, yo. It's like, it was just crazy to me. Like, you ever thought about that when it comes to like sponsoring your program and stuff?
Yeah, that's true, because you don't realize that sometimes you think that they need somebody with 1 million followers. You don't. You just need somebody that has some kind of engagement, because if you get 30 people on a post and 30 people buy it, it's much better than having 1,000 people on a post and, you know, 2 people.
Very true.
You know, 2 people get it.
Yeah, it's very true, yo. But it was really interesting to me. I thought about that when I was getting. Like, this girl just made me buy some damn soda right now, because I usually don't drink soda. I believe it or not, I really drink a lot of water. I just eat. I eat a shitload of food. But I had to have it after we had that conversation and stuff like that.
Right.
But Donna, like, I mean, you in the group chat with us, like, you kind of saw what we were talking about tonight. I think Tina's supposed to be jumping on too. I'm not too sure. She had just hit me up since she was coming on. But yeah, I wanted to have this talk tonight because if you caught last week's show, we were talking about a lot of different stuff. We were talking about, I know I had like a crazy rant on Britney Spears at one point. She's fucking crazy. Yo, she.
Oh, Britney, I don't know. Now I see why they had the conservatorship for her, because she definitely needs it.
I said that same thing, yo, and it's like it was crazy because we had just had that rant on Sunday, and I think that video came out on Monday. And I'm like, I was like, if I had the pointing finger gif or something, see, I told you. Like the day after, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this girl, yo? Playing with the knife, clanking them on the thing, and then got the nerve to come on talking about oh no, they're fake. Come on, bro. Fake what? Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with these celebrities, yo. Look at this shit. I was actually even just talking about this as well. Let me go ahead and show you these videos. Yeah, I got a couple videos tonight, guys, that I pulled up. But we have a topic tonight, and we're still going to talk about it. Check this video out. This is another crazy ass person we was talking about, and everybody be tripping me out with him because everybody, oh, he's really talking truth and this and that. Listen, this motherfucker out of his mind, yo. There's another topic that was crazy that came out today. Listen to this shit. Look at my man.
Oh goodness.
Hold on.
Been accused of Keefe D, who has been accused of, and he's did interviews about it, of putting himself in the car with Orlando, the guy that's alleged to be the shooter, the killer of Tupac. Supposedly, Keefe D was in the car. He's wrote a book about this. I've interviewed Keefe D. A lot of other people, Vlad, and a lot of other people have interviewed Keefe D about the actual night that Tupac died. And the cops raided his house, and right now they have a grand jury going, and he's probably going to be arrested for his part of the murder of Tupac.
He is Tupac.
The interviewer don't even know what the fuck to say.
Okay.
Can't arrest him if he's the man that died. Can't arrest him if he's the man that died. What the fuck?
This motherfucker crazy, yo.
Look at that man. Look at him. That's Tupac.
So what happens if they arrest him? Do you think he's going to beat the case?
They're not going to arrest him. I just said he's Tupac. If they arrest him, they have to put him in Tupac's body.
Listen, bro, I can't. I'm not even fucking playing around. Yo, listen, I just watched this shit like maybe 10 minutes before we started this show.
Oh my god.
That was some interesting shit that happened today. That happened this week, of course. Like, you know, one of the biggest hip hop, you know, murder cases, you know, in history. It's definitely Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. It's two of the, you know, greatest of all times. People still consider. Like, you know, were you you remember when Tupac died and everything like that? How it all went down?
I do. Like, I remember I was at a sleepover. My friend, her birthday, like September 13 or something like that. I remember we were at a sleepover. We were having all kind of fun. And then I remember the stuff on the TV. So it had to be like a Friday, Saturday night. And I remember everything started popping up on TV saying that Tupac was killed. And I mean, I was young, so it was a little, you know,
Yeah. I was really
Weird.
young, yo. I was really young. I remember my father was just talking about it. I didn't really pay attention to it like when it was in the news. Apparently he was shot and all that happened. The car, pulled. I seen like all the reenactments. They had the movie. But he was shot and he got shot up. But apparently he was in the hospital for 6 days or something like that before he actually died. And then I didn't know too much about the story. I didn't really keep up with it. Like you said, we were young, yo. I didn't really even know too much about Tupac until I got older.
Right.
So I was still listening to Backstreet Boys and shit. I wasn't
Right.
I wasn't fucking all into that. I was listening to other gangster rappers and shit, but not like, on the radio really. But the one thing I knew from this story, like we said, like, just especially like, being, black people and stuff, like, this was big. This is huge in the world of hip hop. Like one of the greatest of all time that they say. He's like just been etched in as that. And he's a great rapper. I mean, I don't know if I personally let me make some enemies real quick. I don't know if I personally would call Tupac the greatest rapper of all time. I'll be honest. How you feel?
Now, strangely,
You got Tupac on. I didn't even realize that shit. I'm fucked. I'm done.
strangely, I'm wearing this shirt. But
Yeah.
let me tell you this, and then I guess I'm gonna make the same enemies as you. But I was not a Tupac fan. Okay, but let me tell you why. Tupac did too good on that movie, Juice. He was so mean, and I never could forgive him. So I literally did not like that dude.
Yeah. Hey, listen, that's a good reason. That's a good reason. You
I mean,
played
he
that
was so
asshole.
mean.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Tupac was a jerk off in that movie, man. And he was one of them ones that was like, when I watched Juice a couple times now, but when I remember watching it, and I was like, especially like the first time when he shot the damn clerk in a store, and he was like one of those ones that like did something, and he had like the shaky hand, like he wasn't like super confident, but he was just like, I'm gonna do it, fuck it, and then he did it. And in my opinion, that's worse than a motherfucker that's like just straight up confident, like I'm killing you, fuck you, like. That person who's just, I just want to do it. I'm just going to do it. Close your eyes and shit.
Right?
That's worse to me than just somebody confidently like, fucking, I know I'm going to do this and that's what I'm going to do. You're right. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. But yeah. That movie definitely could have etched him in a different way in his career. But I just never really was that big of, I mean, there was a couple songs, of course. He had a lot of good music. But I just never was like that deep. Of a guy. I mean, I'm one of the ones who always would say Biggie over Pac. But going through time, I'm gonna be real with you. Don't ask me to name nobody right now, but I if I had to sit down, there's some dudes that I'd be like, yeah, they better than both of them. I'm just gonna be real. It's hard to just establish two people who passed away. Here's the argument. If they were still alive, would people be saying that they're the greatest of all time at this point? Because there's a lot of great rappers who was out in that day that's still around now that, aren't holding those same titles. So it's interesting, man. It's an interesting argument. But I don't know. It's really
who's your
interesting. My GOAT of all time, I don't have one that I would say is the greatest rapper of all time. Eminem is definitely up there. There's no doubt about it. Busta Rhymes is definitely up there as far as like, just lyrical. Method Man's my favorite rapper of all time. Okay. So that's like where my list is at. Redman's one of my favorites, but I wouldn't classify him as the greatest rapper of all time. Mm-hmm. If it went by just lyricism, I'm gonna definitely go with Eminem. I'm gonna definitely go with Jadakiss. Shit like that. Like that's where I'm at. Jada on top of almost everybody as far as lyricism. Like Eminem as far as like metaphors and wittiness, I don't know too many touching him.
Wayne?
Just to be real. Yeah, Wayne is definitely up there. I almost forgot. Wayne is definitely Wayne cemented his status in the 2007 era. Okay, when all that shit, that A Milli song came out. Because remember, when Wayne was with Juvie and them, that Hot Boy shit, he was not hitting hard like that. Bro. But when that A Milli shit started coming out and he really started just spitting all that, I'm a millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian. I was like, this motherfucker's crazy. Everybody started jumping on his shit after that. And then he was just endless collaborations at that point, from Khaled to fucking every Kerry Hilson. It was every single thing he was doing from 2007 to like, until he started getting locked up and shit like that or whatever. And then Drake and Young Money came out and they was holding it. Yeah, they was holding it. They was holding it together too. A lot of people are surprised, but I don't put Jay-Z in that category, even though Jig is one of the greatest of all time, no doubt about it. But I don't know, man. I guess I just look for a different caliber. What do you look for in like a good like hip hop artist?
It's kind of like what you were saying. You kind of have to divide it up, because if we're talking about the biggest artists and we looking at like raw numbers, the person who may come up may not even be considered on your list. Like for instance, example, Young Boy. You know, he's smashing every record, but me personally, I'm not putting him on a GOAT list.
Yeah, it's different. There's a different like context to all those lists. Like you said, you can't just say, oh, but he sold 2 billion records. Yeah, I mean, so did like the McDonald's song and
right.
You know what I mean? Like Happy Birthday, like those are billions of songs, but they're not goated. You know what I'm saying? You could be popular, but it doesn't make you the best artist in my opinion. Some people might, but it is interesting. It's a good conversation. I actually didn't expect to talk about this, but it is crazy that they finally caught somebody who did this shit. Apparently, this guy Keith D. I mean, I didn't even know he got interviewed by so many people. Apparently, he was just bragging about that shit. Like, yep, it was me, motherfucker.
See, he had cancer, so he thought he was gonna die. So he just started running off at his mouth. I don't think he thought it was gonna end up like he did.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things about your conscience and stuff like that, or even I don't even know if that would be conscious, or if it's just like when it is where you want your pride, maybe like when you want to establish like credit for what you've done. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard. Like I was watching this show. If y'all ever see it, listen, go watch this shit if you watch it. It's called I Almost Got Away with It. I don't know if you ever seen it. You seen it before?
Yeah.
And one episode, it was this guy, and he was a truck driver, and he had fell and like hurt his back and shit like that on the job, and he didn't have no money. He was losing money. He didn't know what to do, so he robbed the bank. He did it real smooth with the note and shit. And, he put on this fucking mask with like somebody else's face, and he robbed the bank and stuff like that or whatever. But the thing that happened was, he got the money and he was able to like kind of, get out of the situation or whatever. But then, of course, money runs out. So he went and did it again. And he kept doing it. And he was saying like, he was watching himself on the news. He was scared as shit. But then he was like, oh, nothing happened. And when, weeks went by, nothing happened. So he just kept doing it. But one of the things that got him in trouble was his need to keep doing it. He just had to do it. Like they never caught him. He found like fame in it. Like, they can't go catch me. Fuck it. I could just keep doing this forever. I feel like people like this guy Keith D or whatever, I feel like he was probably bragging about that shit forever. Like, yo,
for years,
that
right?
Was me, nigga. Don't never tell nobody that was me, bro. All the smoke stories and the drink stories that he was over there. Oh, yeah, of course we don't know. Like, him and his boys talking shit. Man, bro, that's fucking crazy, yo. But they locked his ass up, man. He's definitely down as the person who did it. I mean, he's gonna go to trial and everything, of course, but. Yeah, interesting day. Interesting times. We're going to see what happens. Finally got the murder of Tupac. Yeah,
right. 30 years later. Huh?
Find out. We'll see Biggie next. Guess we'll see Biggie next.
Right.
But, all right, yo. All right, Donna. So I classified this Live on the Line as I wanted to have a conversation with men and women. And luckily we're both at least, so we can kind of start there. Let me send out some messages and stuff while I'm saying this. But I wanted to talk about who kind of has bigger challenges, and that's between men and women, yo. And I was thinking about this because we've had like previous conversations on the show about like different struggles that men go through, different struggles that women go through. But when you think about it, I think a lot of people kind of at first want to say women. But then once I've had like more conversations, I talked to like a mental health coach, stuff like that or whatever. And I started thinking like, damn, do women have it as bad as guys? Yeah. So I kind of wanted to have this big ass discussion, man, but I don't know where everybody ass at. But how you feel about that topic? Like how you feel about it? Like, just off the bank.
So the question is, do women just women versus men, or is it black women versus black men? What is it?
It's women and men. No I mean, everything's included basically. So if you have, black man in a certain situation, you got white man in a certain situation, you got whatever, like basically just men and women. Everybody has a struggle, but it's still similar to a degree in most cases.
Right. Well, I mean, you would have to really show me a lot of proof to get me to think that men have it tougher than women.
Yeah. See, that's why I wanted to have this conversation because you're not wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like even I would agree with you. Like if somebody asked me that shit on the fly and was just like, "Hey, who do you think got it worse? Like who do you think has a tougher time, doing shit? Men or women?" And I probably stand there trying to get the fuck away from them. Like, man, women, bro. Women, they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to do this, whatever. But like I said, I've had to recently stop and kind of think about it. Especially in, today's society. Not going to lie, like in today's society, like I think it's questionable to ask the question, do women still have it worse? Or is this at least starting to at least balance off a little bit to where you can say like, damn, men got some challenges they really got to deal with now that maybe they haven't had to before. For everything. But I did break it down into different topics to make it a little easier so we don't have to, struggle on answering every single question. I personally feel like how you said, men definitely are growing with their status. We're not looked at the same way as we were looked at, I'll say 20 years ago. Let's give it that. Men, in my opinion, aren't being looked at like we're the providers anymore, to a degree. I feel like we're looking more expendable than we ever have been looked at in history. That's my opinion when it comes to men. How you feel?
I believe that it is that way, but it's that way not because that's the way that women want it to be. It's that way because that's what it is. A lot of men have stopped being the providers. So we can't look at you like providers if you aren't being the providers. So many men are screaming for 50-50, so a part of that 50-50 is you aren't technically a provider anymore. So it's like, a lot of men are still, they still screaming that they don't want to be the providers. They may not be saying it like that, but they're doing things that, lead you to believe that they don't want to, support.
Yep. Okay, that's definitely interesting to talk. That's definitely interesting viewpoint as well. I mean, I do agree to the point that there are a lot of guys that when I say a lot of guys, I'm just kind of generalizing. Like there's a group of guys who are not interested in maybe having the same kind of responsibilities. There are people who are in there just like, yo, listen, how easy can I make this life? How easy can I make this situation for myself? Like, oh, my girl got a good job. Can I slide in there, dick her down, and just sleep on this couch every day? You know what I mean? I feel like I know we've had like conversations like this previously, but it's interesting because of guys like that. I mean, I don't think that the slant is pushing us to where it's like our challenges are becoming more because of that group of guys. In my opinion, I feel like the group of guys that have had dominance for so long because of the bad shit that they were doing, whether it be the Harvey Weinsteins or the people who are making it difficult for women to have equality in these businesses and industries and stuff like that, whether it be working, whether it be movies, whatever, entertainment, whatever, taking advantage of these women and stuff like that. I feel like now because they finally stepped up, like, yo, this is over. Fuck this shit, it's over with. I feel like now all men have kind of been in this weird situation where it's like we have to walk on eggshells because of people's previous mistakes. We have to make sure that everything is so strategic, everything is so structured that if we say anything out of line, it's easy as hell for us to immediately be condemned as woman haters or bashers or even worse than all of that at this point, people who are not with the movement at that, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel like men are kind of taking the place because we don't really have the ability to speak freely because of previous actions of men, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it, yo. But
I don't know. I don't know what to say on that. I mean, I get it. I know some men do have it harder, and I think I don't want to say harder. They have it difficult, and it's because so many, so many. I'm gonna just say doing wrong. But like, I'm just talking about based on what I see, like on a regular Facebook day. It's not the guy. It's more those other guys.
Yeah, these are some videos that I saw recently. I wanna share these too as well. We can watch some of these and get some opinions going as well. This lady right here, I really respect this lady, but I'm not gonna lie. I like what she be talking about and stuff like that, but I'm one of them type of people like you fighting for the other side too hard. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so interested in defending the shit out of us? You're not a man. Like, I thank you, but you're not a man. You feel me? Like, or a guy that's like trying to fight so hard to defend women in certain areas, like not being a good man, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you're just too much fighting. But listen to this lady. She's actually pretty. She speaks pretty real. All right, let me see what she says, and then you can tell me if you agree. Damn, I wanted a fucking panel to do this shit tonight. But it's all good, Don. We gonna rock. Let me see. Here we go.
The men actually are bringing more to the table than women these days. But the problem is women have an inflated sense of ego, thinking we're more important and more special than we are. Because we got these jobs that are pretty much
more beautiful than they are.
Yeah.
Can I say
and
though?
So 45% of men do a job that runs
that
society. That means they drive the trucks, they drive the buses, they build the buildings. So half of men have a job that runs the infrastructure of society. That's an important job. Okay? So there's provisioning, right? Protection. The average guy is stronger than the average woman. The average woman is more promiscuous than the average man. The average woman is fatter than the average man. The average woman is the same age, so she's not even younger than the average guy. The men actually are bringing more to the table than women these days. But the problem is women have an inflated sense.
So she came on and she said that, and I was just listening. Like I said, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with it. I was just listening to it.
For no reason, though. I know you want to minimize it and pretend it's nothing, but
it is
for
nothing.
something.
Like, do you hear? This is what I mean when women whine and complain. We live in a civilization that was built by men. You used to need a husband to protect you. Now the government pays you to be a single mother. The government pays you to basically be homeless as a chick. The government pays you to have multiple baby fathers. There's so many incentives. You can get paid to go on OnlyFans. You can get paid to do whatever you want. And on top of that, you don't need to live with a guy if you don't want to. We have all the choice we've ever had in human history. And what will women still do? Bitch.
I just
moan.
Don't for no reason, though. I know you want to minimize.
I gotta be honest, man. She kind of hit. She was kind of hitting on that. All right, Donna, come on, Donna. I'm starting to you kind of speaking on behalf of all women and shit right here on this conversation at least.
Well,
how do you feel about do you feel like her speech was right? Was she correct in what she was saying?
Nah, I have to disagree with her. So I mean, I know what she's saying is that she was saying women were incentivized to basically do nothing, but men could get that same help. So it's not like it's just for women. For one.
Man.
For one. So I mean, there's plenty of men on food stamps, Section 8, and everything else. There's men that are homeless that still get funding. So her information is flawed because it's not facts.
Yeah, I guess. That is true.
That she can show me that men don't receive government assistance. If she can say that, if she can show some information that proves that men don't get help, she can't say that because that's not true. But I mean, if you want that stuff to be true, you're gonna try to find ways to make it make sense. But she literally has no facts. That's all just an opinion.
Yeah, I definitely firmly agree. That's an opinion. The one part that she did hit, and I was thinking about it, man. And I've had this conversation for a long time as well. The one thing about men and women, not saying that women don't lust. I'm saying there's guys and they do different things or whatever. But there's no doubt about it in my mind. This is opinion too. But I mean, we can gather some evidence and shit. I'm pretty sure men, when we want the other sex, man, we go in, man. We do crazy shit. And we do it a lot more, in my opinion. Like when she said the thing about OnlyFans, that hit home for me, yo. I've heard people say in the past, like to women, and this is fucking horrible. I don't think this is true, but I do believe that it is an option that women can have, and it is way more than men. Women can sexually allow themselves to be financially taken care of just from that, and have it done successfully in a lot of cases. Whether it be paying people to buy your fucking dirty underwear, whether it be paying people to take pictures, you take pictures of your feet, and motherfuckers is buying it. There's a lot more, in my opinion. I've never heard of, like, you know, crazy successful men, you know, being able to do shit like that. So it's like there is different, you know, there's different statuses that women can have because of how men are. I agree with that shit. How you feel?
Nah, I mean, the reason why you probably don't know any successful men that's doing this because you're a straight man. But
Okay. Good point.
listen, there is a guy that I follow that I may or may not follow on
Oh, shit.
TikTok. His name may or may not be, I think, the real Mr. Marshall or something. He
Okay.
literally makes videos and gets hundreds of thousands of likes because he's sitting there with his gray shorts on and he letting his huge cock jump up and down.
Okay.
And he's getting paid for this. And like, let me say this. I shared his video on my Facebook. I shared his video on my Facebook and I got 2 million views.
For real.
Yes. So
Yeah,
if
I'm
I
fucking
got
with the
2
wrong
million of
shit.
his views, imagine how many views he gets.
Oh yeah, yeah, probably. Oh yeah, an endless amount. Yeah, it's true. Is it?
Yeah.
So does that just boil down to, at the end of the day, just sex sells? I guess is it
It
just
is. That's it.
sexuality?
That's it. It sells.
Altogether.
And maybe back in the day we couldn't get you know, it was kind of more for women to be sexy, but now like men are all on it. Like it does that gender line stuff, that's old.
Yeah.
Men sell their bodies just as much as women these days.
Man, yeah, I guess it's just more popular to hear women, man. I was even going off of, like, you know, the stuff with, you know, men still play video games and stuff like that or whatever. I said this like a while back. You know, play a video game, but most of the time, you know, for a man to be successful having a Twitch channel or something like that, you gotta be playing good. You gotta be pretty funny, entertaining. Like the one kid, what the hell is his name? I Show Speed or something like that.
Oh,
And this
yeah,
motherfucker
yeah.
diving off his fucking bed on through the TV. You got to be fucking wild, like, you know, to be able to keep and captivate people's attention, or you got to just play the game really well and, you know, be entertaining. But a girl can go on there, fucking barely play the game, put that bitch on pause, and put a nice little shirt on with, you know, whatever, looking pretty and shit. Some of them don't even got to do all that. Some of them will just attract attention immediately, and they'll have fucking 400, 500,000 people watching them. Now, I will agree with you that men can do that too, but I do feel like women have, like, I don't know if it is just because we just got that gene in us to where we just, like, you know, whether it be that hound kind of, you know, gene or whatever, but men are just attracted and will fucking flood our pockets. I feel like OnlyFans is definitely dominated by women who are getting super attention from men and probably women. Like, y'all get both and shit. Ain't even fucking, what's it called? It's both. Y'all get both. Ain't much men just doing both ways. There's a lot of, you know, I don't know, bro. It's a difficult conversation. Let's go to the first topic, all right? Since we talking about this is kind of like where we at. We talked a little bit about all of it, right? Who has it harder in relationships? All right, guys. Everybody in the room. Sorry, Don. This is me. So relationships, yo, we've talked about this multiple times in this damn show, but let's talk about who's got it harder. Who do you think has it more difficult when it comes to trying to start a relationship at this point? I'm going to let you go first.
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record, but again, women have it hard in a relationship. The only reason why is because we can so easily be replaced. You know, it's not that many good men or men that want to be in a relationship, period. But there's, you know, hundreds and thousands of women that want to be in a relationship, you know? Like, you could have guys that cheat. A guy can be known for being a cheater a woman be to even, and women will still line up to mess with them. Now, if a
Crazy as shit.
woman has the reputation of being a hoe, not many men are going to want to be with her in a relationship. Now, they may sleep with her, but not many men are going to want to be with her. A man can actually get in trouble for abusing a woman, and people will still go to them. Example: think of any of our superstars that got in trouble for domestic violence. Women still like want them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
You know?
even shit, go even further than that. You remember that one, the one dude, he was like, in jail. I don't even know what the hell he did. The killer, right?
That Peterson, Scott Peterson.
I'm talking about the guy. It was like on Facebook not that long ago.
Oh,
it was
the
like
one
this
that
guy
killed his wife and the two little boys on Netflix.
Holy shit, man! You're naming all the bad people on the planet.
I know you're talking about. He a lot of women were sending him letters, and he was literally killed a wife. And I think he did something to. It was either two little boys or two little girls.
Two little girls. Yeah, I know you're talking about. That motherfucker is a whole nother. That's a whole nother story. Maybe we'll do a story talking about all that shit too. But not even him. But I know you're talking to. But yeah, you're right. They were sending him stuff, and he did all that shit over a woman, which is fucking crazy, man. Really fucking crazy. Probably more than that, but that was like the thing that they said set him over or whatever. He had lost weight and then he had killed his fucking family. It's fucking crazy. Right. But it was a guy that was on Facebook. He was like a fucking model or whatever. Or everybody was like his mugshot came out on Facebook. Remember? And then he had like tattoos on his neck.
Jeremy
green eyes, tan little guy. That's his name. Them motherfuckers was losing their mind over that guy. I don't even think anybody knew what he did or anything like that or whatever. They were just like, fuck.
He became a model. In fact, he just made a movie on Tubi. Yeah, see, like
good luck to him. Hey, shit. Hey,
right.
Listen, hopefully he ain't kill nobody, but if he did,
see, that's what I'm saying. It's easy for a man. A man can literally do anything, and women are still gonna want him. Now, how many women who have like horrible reputations, and how many men are like literally lusting over them? They may say something, but remember back in the day, all the men on the songs used to say they wanted Lori Harvey. Then they started saying that Lori Harvey was for the streets. Now you don't hear anybody saying they want it anymore.
Not at all.
But you still hear women say they want Future. Like, come on, man.
But I'm saying at the same time, dudes will give their fucking life away to hit. That's the thing, though. Like, when we're talking about relationships, like you said, you know what I'm saying? It's the difference. Like, how far are you going to stay with this person? But with men, it's more like, how far are you going to hit it? This is a good point. Look, this guy had just said this shit. I just saw this video. This is actually like perfect in what we're talking about right now. Let me see if we can play it real quick. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? All right, listen to this. Tell me if you agree with this. This is kind of exactly what we're kind of talking about right now.
After you smash, because the girl no longer the relationship starts after you smash, because the girl no longer can leverage her sexuality against you for compliance. So now you're gonna see how she really behaves and how useful she can actually be to you. What do I tell y'all all the time? A man's game is to attain the girl's game is to retain the man after sex. The relationship starts after you.
Now, I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with that viewpoint. I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with it all the way. But I can say, reasonably, I understand what he's saying. That's what I can say, to be absolutely fair. Not even like just stepping up for men or anything. How do you feel about his statement, like what he was saying, based off that information?
I mean, I wouldn't think that people will get in a relationship these days without having sex. So, I mean, I guess I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like because of the oh shit, here we go. All right, Tina about to come on with it. So you feel like it's something that is kind of truthful, or is it because of the times that we're in where it's like everybody's having sex anyway? Like, you always know it's available. Isn't that kind of like what you were saying earlier? Like, you're always going to be able to get it from somewhere. So it's like, why? You don't really got to try that hard. Like, it is what it is. Once you get done, it is what it is, and it's over.
Yeah, I don't see anything profound with what he's saying. I mean, I I kind of feel like usually that's how relationships go. Like you may be dating and going out, but then like once you have sex, then the real relationship begins. So I mean, I don't disagree with what he's saying because it's kind of like okay,
Just regular.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I kind of don't agree with it to a degree is kind of like how you were saying, because there are people who still kind of hold out. There are people who still wait until maybe the 5th, 6th date or whatever. Now, if you just fucking entertaining me just that long, when there's definitely guys who do that. There's definitely women who do that. If you're entertaining me that long just to sit there and have sex with me or whatever, and you're doing all this, getting to know me, going on dates, and I'm not even letting you kiss me, I'm not even letting you touch me, like nothing. Like now you're literally lusting after it. You know what I'm saying? If that's all you're into. But you're also being given time to, no matter what, and nobody's disagreeing with this either. But I feel like when you're attracted to somebody, you're always going to be in that situation where you're like, yo, I want that shit bad as shit. Like, it's nothing. Every time I see you, got the pretty dress on, you got this, you got that. I'm like, damn, I'm thinking about, doing all this crazy shit to you. But at the same time, being respectful is the reason why you are able to proceed most of the time. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got another woman in the room with us tonight. Get some more opinions on this. I gotta be strong. Hey, I'm not really battling, but ladies and gentlemen, bring it back, Miss Tina Marie. What up, Tina?
Hey.
Welcome back. Welcome back with Donna. Y'all met, I think, the first time Tina came on the show. Tina, welcome back. Glad to have you. We were just, discussing about some of the topics that we got for tonight, as far as who has it harder in the world right now and shit, men or women. Because it's been a lot of changes. If anybody can kind of like understand the question, we've definitely changed some gender roles, some specifications. We've definitely changed some, with dating, with everything really, with relationships and stuff like that, for both sides. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about how you guys feel. Like, if you think, has there been a slant a little bit maybe towards men a little bit, if we can prove it, or you think women still hold in the fucking category? Strong and dominant.
I think it's hard for both, just in different ways, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. We had just got done watching the video where we were talking about a guy was the dude that we were watching was basically saying like a relationship starts for a man after they had sex, or for a woman after they had sex. A relationship starts with a man, like they're basically trying to obtain sex. Once they obtain sex, then a woman can establish if they can have a relationship or if they can both have a relationship together. Does that make sense? I think I said it right. So I like you, and I'm coming at you like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, and you're like, yeah. But when I hit, I'm like, okay, got what I wanted. Thank you. Have a nice time. Or I'm like, man, I really like you. This is awesome. Let's try to go to the movies tomorrow and do it again. And then the relationship kind of starts from there. Do you feel like that's how most relationships is getting started here?
From what I've heard, yes and no, but at the same time, I think women have girls. I'm not gonna say women. I think girls have gotten that way as well. They got what they want, so they going on about their business. People prefer a situationship over a relationship.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, it's definitely something that's changed a little bit. Donna, do you agree with women kind of a little bit more stronger sexually at this time? Like, as far as like, they're not scared to just, F you and just be like, hey, I don't care, call me what you want.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the case. A lot of women have kind of almost become how men were. So now,
Do you guys feel like there is a caliber that should be accepted by women because of your abilities? I guess that's the best way to say it. Do you feel like, everybody's always had that argument, especially like we just said right now. Why do men get to do it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, women do it and then men do it and then women do it. It's a problem. But isn't there a difference when it comes to men and women as far as like, and we'll just state the biggest one off top. Like you guys literally can create, people in your bodies and stuff like that. So isn't that more of a reason or justification for you to be more sacred with it?
Yes and no, but that's just me. I think it's just the way I can only speak for me. That's how I was raised. Is simply a girl is supposed to be poised, reserved, not not to be basically be fast. And I think I told you last week, my mom made the subject of sex like a horror story. So she
Yeah.
made sure we did not want to have sex at all or even do it.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I've just always carried myself that way because that's how I was trained. But some women don't even think of their bodies that way. The first thing that a lot of women want more, I hear each year, they don't even want kids. They don't even think of their bodies like that.
Yeah.
Sadly, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I feel you. Donna, how you feel?
I mean, I agree. I'm the same way, but like look at the way that the music is now, So
Mhm.
yeah, and then when I say now, not saying that it wasn't like that before, because there was always vulgar music, but vulgar music kind of had a time and a place. Vulgar music, you had to be a certain age almost to listen to it. There were clean versions of songs. Like now,
Mm.
music is for anybody, So like a kid can literally be listening to.
Oh,
Oh, excuse me.
got a phone call. It's usually, all right, Donna. I think Donna's coming back in a second. Yeah, I actually agree with what she's saying. I mean, a lot of entertainment and media and stuff like that is a huge reason for why a lot of structure goes into civilization and society and stuff like that or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is interesting to talk about. Like I said, sorry, Bila. I thought we were gonna have like a couple more people to kind of really talk about it. So I'm happy to have you guys on me for sure. But I kind of want to have it more. I wanted to have more opinions about this topic because there's definitely an argument to be had because we don't have the same kind of thought processes we had previously with men and women. Things are changing drastically, and but Tina, just in your case, because I mean, you're single, right? Are you still actively dating, or are you? So you just gave up on it? Is it like a reason you did, or it's just not in the cards right now?
Honestly, I've just been really enjoying being single. I think it's not something I'm looking forward to doing because I think a lot of people have an effed up view of relationships. And a lot of times when I make it known to guys, I'm not interested in having nobody in my bedroom. Like, guys like to test that water instead of just taking what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. It's more like a challenge and shit, right?
Yeah, it's like they want to keep testing the boundary that I already set. And I get it because some women might say, I'm not into this and I'm not into that. And the moment you spend money on it, they mind change. But I don't like it when guys test that boundary because if I'm letting you know this is what I'm not into, this is what I'm into, and you decide to push that boundary or try to spend money on me to see if that's gonna make me open my legs to you, I got my own money. I don't need your money, and I make it known to them all the time. But I don't like it when guys push that boundary. It's annoying. It almost once again brings back to that mindset of a lot of men can be like predators. So a lot of time, no, I'm okay. I've been single for 2.5 years, and I don't feel like I'm missing something.
Got it. Hey, listen. Yeah, yes, no, it's I can definitely understand as far as just like, hearing it and seeing it too and kind of knowing how like, certain guys are and stuff like that or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, and just to be a guy and just speak on it. There is a lot of times where you have to kind of break those barriers a little bit before you're able to kind of, get the prize a little bit. Like, you see somebody you're interested in and you might get hit with a no the first time. And it's all about how you carry yourself and how you react and how respectful you are and how you handle things. But there's definitely very rare occasions where you're just like, hey, how you doing? And you're just like, oh yeah, I'm super open, just do everything. Like you're most of the time just like, well, man, what's good? Like, yo, let me give you flowers real quick. And it's all about your character and the timing and stuff like that. I mean, it's challenging for guys too, man. I mean, some people, might not have the skills to sit there and really be good at dating and approach a beautiful woman and say, hey, I'm interested in you. I really like to meet you. I don't got the confidence to say all this great shit, but I'm really saying this when I'm saying, hi, yeah, your nice shoes are nice and all that shit. Like, you're trying to win, man. You're trying to win. And it's not to make you sound like prizes, but I'm saying, like, literally, you're trying to win. I see a beautiful woman. I would love to get to know you. Not just so I could just smash, so I can smash and pamper you and have you, watch movies with you and all the relationship shit. You know what I mean? Like, it all starts somewhere.
That's not what they want to do. That's the problem. Guys nowadays send out their representatives. They don't know how to be themselves, which I get it. It might be a little bit uncomfortable but one thing I've learned as I got older, I can tell authenticity over a fraud. So a lot of times it's like, don't even try to paint yourself out to be somebody you're not, because honestly, I'm gonna sit back and I observe. But at the same time, I pay attention to the things guys say as well as what they do. And a lot of times my interest is gone because their action is the complete opposite of what they say.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely hear that. Let's sit there with that topic right there, actually, like you just said. This is another one I wanted to talk about. Bam. Who has it harder in society? Now, I know that's kind of a little bit more broad, but I kind of mean it that same way. I think that, I'm not sure if it was the week before, I had played a video on TikTok where you see them sometimes, like, a girl will be walking, she'll have a camera just like on her, and she'll be walking down the street and just regular walking down the street, not doing shit, not doing anything, got a coat on, whatever. And she'll just get bombarded by just different people every 5 minutes. Oh, hey, talking to her, pressing up on her, looking at her, staring at her, like. And it's crazy to me to, like, just see that bird's eye view of, like, what, women go through and stuff like that. Like, men, even good looking, I don't give a fuck, Russell, whoever. These guys, they probably get attention. But men do have a way of being extra with that shit. A lot of men. I'm not going to say most. I'm not going to say a lot of men. We see something, especially if you're confident. Or especially if maybe not even, like, if you're less confident and you're just trying to do something. Like we were talking about Donna shooting blindly and shit earlier. Like, you're just trying to make it happen any way you possibly can. So, who do you guys think has it worse in society now? Like, men or women?
Women.
Let's start with Donna. Let's start with Donna. Donna, come on, let's get to you.
You already know my answer. I'm the
It's
broken
women.
record. I mean,
Women,
I'm always gonna say women because I'm a woman. So, I mean, I know how tough it is. It's hard being a woman, and then if you have kids, most of the time, women are the ones that get to keep the kids. So everything that we do, we have to consider our children. So men, if they're co-parenting and they're not like actually have sole custody of the child, they don't have to consider as much as we do.
Listen, you just said something that I definitely directly want to speak on. That part right there is another reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this, man. Women usually get the kids, man. Women usually get the kids. When you have a situation and you have a family, I'm a proud family man. Like, I love my family. Me and my girl, we have problems. We have this, like everybody. But but you still, I love being a family. Now, if anything happened and we had to separate, that's difficult for me because of the fact that I am the provider. I am the one who likes coming home and seeing my family safe every night. I am the one who's coming home and making sure, oh, we're not separate, and maybe she's got a new boyfriend who's doing weird shit or is weird. I don't fucking know. I can't do anything. I'm not there. I'm not a part of it anymore. Those challenges, I think, are challenges that get overlooked a lot of the times because they're not acknowledged as much with men. Like, we have men who care, you know what I mean? Like, not the ones who just like, oh, y'all fucked her and leave, or like, yes, I don't gotta deal with that anymore. Let's strike it. Yes, I striked out. I'm good. I start over or whatever. Have another fucking family somewhere else. But the ones who are like, I like being home. I like having my family protected. I like being the provider. I like that. It's difficult because we don't get a lot of justice or support in our situations. Like, you have to really prove that the mom or the wife is a piece of shit in a courtroom for them to be like, yep, give him to the dad. Really prove. And I mean, endless stories on that shit. You know, it's very difficult to be a man in that courtroom. Now, they'll dig your pockets out for child support money. They'll take every fucking dime you got from 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs if you got it. I've personally experienced that shit. But in that form, I really feel like, you know, that's where men really are getting hit the hardest out of everything. When it comes to, you know, the law and how men are just looked at as we're just supposed to basically do what we're supposed to do. Because there's a lot of fuck-ups and people who fuck up and don't take their responsibilities seriously, we all get kind of round up into that character. But I don't know, Tina, how do you feel? Like, do you have a situation where you kind of are forced to feel like that because of your situation?
No, honestly, me and my kid's father do have joint custody. My youngest daughter is not his, but he loves her as if she's his own. There was no pressure on my end. He just literally got so attached to her. So he help me with both of them. We both do everything the same. But I will say, only thing I will say is it's much easier for a man, because even if he was married and his wife had kids for him, and let's say their situation don't work out, there's very few men that want their kids fully. Not saying every man don't want their kids full time, but it's hard even for a mother to have her kids 24/7. So when I hear a lot of guys be like, I just want to take my kid, no, you don't. Because it's hard for us to have them 24/7. So you can't expect me to strongly believe you really just want this child 24/7, or is it just alleviate the child support situation? But I will say it's hard for us because, like, if a lot of men want to go on about their business after being married, they literally just do that. The ex-wife is still stuck with the kids 24/7. She probably didn't even want those kids.
Yeah, but we usually don't have a choice. I mean, just being honest, we usually don't have a choice. Even if we did, let's just be real. Like, even if we did, like, just be like, just a crazy guy. I want my kids. I don't want you to have them. I want to be the asshole in this situation. It's not like we're going to go to court and get a judge that's just going to be on our side and shit. Like, you guys would win, you know, unanimously, majority of the time.
I disagree.
No, because you got a nasty drinking habit, or even if you can have a record that makes you unsafe to have your kids, they're not going to just say, oh, well, shoot, she's still the mother. I have a sister-in-law right now. Serious drinking problem. And the sad part about it, so does the father. Only thing is, she have a nasty drinking habit, and because she wouldn't let him control her, he put her out. Her baby daddy is white, so she live in Springfield. They automatically gave it to the father, even though he still had a serious drinking problem. He could barely take care of himself. He was much older than her. They took both of the kids and gave them to him.
That's some minority shit, though. You don't hear about that too often, though, man.
Yes,
you really don't hear about that.
Yeah, you do. They just don't talk about it.
Right. I think the men that really complain is, like she said, those are the men that really don't want their kids. They talk that stuff, but they don't really want their kids. But the men that I know who actually want their kids, they go to court, they get joint custody, or they get custody, period. Like, my husband had custody of his 4 kids. So it's like, the men I see, they actually get their kids. The other ones, they just like to talk. Oh, she don't want to let me see my baby, and she want this, she want that. They don't want to go to court because they don't really want those kids like that.
Man, listen, let me tell y'all something, okay? Let me tell you a story about Brian B. I've told this fucking story 1,000 times on this show. Listen, I had a baby, my first son I had with my baby moms or whatever, and we met just on some random shit or whatever. She was in Jersey when I was in Jersey and stuff like that. And she had a whole life down in Georgia, but I didn't really know too much about it. Whatever. We met, hooked up, blah, 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 went fast, did all this shit. First kid. Never had a kid before in my damn life. I'm in Jersey. Her parents and everything was all in Georgia, blah, 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 whatever. She said, hey, I'm going on a trip. I want to go see my mom, tell her about me being pregnant. Bang! Never fucking came back. So what I do, I changed my whole fucking life. I said, fuck everybody. I want to be a part of my kid's life. I'm going to go be a part of my kid's life. And I left Jersey and went to Georgia. And that's why I'm fucking here. In that process, when I tell you, I did everything that I possibly could fucking do to be a man and take care of my kid. When I came down, I was working at a supermarket. I literally got pictures on Facebook right now of just billions of things that I was buying, taking care of. I drove all that shit down. Taking care of my kids the whole time. First year, before he even turned a year, I was put on child support immediately. Couldn't fucking wait to put me on child support. Went to court, petitioned, did everything, found out all the stuff that I had to do, find out everything that I needed, find out I wanted to be a co-parent so I can make sure I have co-parents. Nope, co-parenting don't exist. You don't have co-parents in this state or whatever. The mother is the parent and you're the whatever they called it. It was 13 years ago. I don't fucking remember. But basically telling me, hey, there ain't shit you can really do. The only thing, like you said, was you have to find her as being unfit for any kind of changes to happen. But what she can do is she can basically go to you or go to them and say, hey, I need this, I need that, and at any time, and they can revise the case or whatever. I think it was after like a year or something like that it was. And they can revise the case and shit like that or whatever. That personal experience was the first time where I started noticing, like, yo, men really don't have. And because of that, opened my mind up to other people and having conversations like, yeah, I found this out. Yeah, this what happened. That's why I'm saying, like, when it comes to women having the babies, like, you know, first of all, you guys bear the child. Like, there's no doubt about that. So men, we can skip to my loo out the fucking door and never arrive back. And the consequences that we have is our conscience, basically, you know, because we don't have any physical fucking attachment, you know, to the child. So we can dip immediately. But if you're somebody who cares and you're not trying to be on that shit, then, you know, you have an attachment of that being your child's, your other half, you know, it's something you made. So in that way, like I'm saying, man, the court, it doesn't give a fuck about that part. The court cares. That's the mother. She's with the mother. The child's with the mother. At least what I've witnessed from Georgia, stories I've heard from Jersey, like, you know, this is how that shit is, man. I tried to go and see if I can get the moms to come back. I'm like, I was conceived in Jersey. Nope, can't do shit. Ain't shit we can do for you. The mom makes the moves and she makes the calls, yo. That shit is challenging, man. I changed my whole fucking life because of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh shit.
But one thing, and I'm not condoning it because I don't think it's cool, but another thing that really bothers me is, you know, how people come down on the women that say they don't want to be moms anymore. And like I said, it still boils down to some women having babies to make their partner happy. It's because it's a lot of women that have kids that did not want to be kids, and to have kids. Everybody that have kids is not meant to be a parent. And there are some situations where, like I said, the one will have a baby because their partner wanted. But it's okay for a man to say, I don't want this relationship to work, but gone on about his life. But then the woman that have that same attitude and say, he wanted this baby. He wanted this baby, so he should take care of it. I don't want to be a mom. It's not natural for a woman to think that way. But at the same time, the woman get almost slaughtered just for saying that. I wouldn't do it. And I strongly feel like it's not in us. That's not the way God made us. But I don't feel like the woman should get slammed for it either. Because if she made the baby to make her partner happy, that's not necessarily her saying, I don't care about the child. That's a responsibility she really didn't want.
Yeah, but that's her making her stupid decision on a responsibility that she had to know she was taking. To, you know what I'm saying? So and that goes with not just having kids. That goes with, oh, we're not doing well, let's get married to fix it. Let's, you know, or a guy, oh, we're not doing well, let me go buy you a diamond ring. Like, there's a ton of those fucking examples. But like you're saying, for sure, you know, if you're gonna make a decision and say, me and my baby dad or me and my, you know, man are not doing well right now, we're having problems, I think a baby will be perfect for what we need right now. Which is, you know, knowing minds, you know, who have kids, no, that's the stupidest decision you could possibly make, because all it's going to do is add a tremendous amount of responsibility on something that's already having, you know, structural problems. And I definitely feel like it's a dumb decision. But if a woman does make that decision and say, hey, this is what I think is going to happen and this is what I think is going to fix it, you kind of got to eat your shit, yo. And that's what I meant before about, like, you know, since you guys are the physical carriers of the babies, it is more understanding that you guys have to be more responsible in those ways. If we are reckless, then you guys got to be the fucking helpful. I mean, honestly, you guys got to be the reasonable mentality. Is like, yo, listen, you ain't sticking everything. You ain't leaving me with all some shit I'm just stuck with up on here. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be on that shit because you guys have the equipment to, you know, process the situation that's happening in you. So I don't know, man. That's my outlook on it. Now who has it harder? I feel like women have it harder in relationships because you guys without a shadow of a doubt end up with the responsibility. I feel like men have it harder in society, especially now. I feel like we're looked at as pigs, dogs, animals. Even now, kind of people who aren't taking relationships seriously, people who just want to fuck around. If you're a good dude who really wants to stand by something, we have to prove it before anything. We have to prove it. We're not just looked at like, as soon as we walk up, be real. How many times this shit happened? Somebody walked up to you and approached you, and the first thing you probably thought was, look at this motherfucker here. What's he going to say? He just trying to get in my drawers. He just trying to do this. Right? Isn't that like the natural fucking way people think and shit? Honestly. But do y'all ever think immediately like, oh, this guy's probably gonna say something nice? Maybe he'll, you know, take me to dinner and treat me real good and shit. Like, it's always gotta be on that negative shit, yo. At least that's what I be hearing.
I don't know. No, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, listen, hey, I don't know. Relationships, I'm gonna give my side. I'm gonna give relationships to women because y'all gotta bear the babies, and that's definitely something. I'm giving society to men. Cops trying to fucking murder us and shit. We can't do nothing no more. Can't do shit no more. Like, yo.
Are we talking about one race or all of them? Because when you say
we talking about all races, yeah,
okay, so
that's the same thing I asked.
Yeah,
you spoke on the level where black men are the main target.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's just another topic, though. I'm saying, like, you know, as far as just being a man in general, like, yeah, black men, you know, we have to worry about that. You know, white men got to worry about they shit or whatever.
White men have it easier. Don't say that. White men just...
I mean, I don't want to, you know, speak on nobody's shit. But as far as that situation goes, I believe they definitely have it easier. Yeah, I don't think they have to have those same kind of worries that we have, for sure.
And I'm not trying to jump to race either. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, races. It's a topic. It's definitely a topic. But I mean, I definitely just you always gotta be careful because everybody's got their struggle. We know our struggle. The same way when we're talking and you guys are women and I'm a man. It's like you hear stories, but I don't know what it's personally like to walk down the street and, like, you know, get that attention. Just like I don't know what it's personally like to be a white guy who is expected to maybe be at a high caliber, but maybe he is eating peanut butter and jelly and shit like that. And people looking at him like, yo, you a failure. You had everything given to you. I don't know that man going through. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard, yo. It's different. It's different. It's different sides of the shit. But yeah, man, it's interesting, man. Men and women definitely have, you know, roles that have changed over the years. Some for the better and some for the worse. I feel like the way that women kind of are treating, I want to say this carefully. I feel like the way that women are treating themselves at this point is kind of more degrading than what fucking men are doing to them. I feel like women lost a lot of respect for themselves. And when I say women, I don't mean all women. I'm just saying the influences that we're seeing, whether it be the Cardi B's, whether it be whatever. You're promoting hardly, you know, to just be whatever. Yeah, I fucked them. Yeah, I did it. You hear it all the time. When that shit came out that Cardi B was drugging men, and nobody retaliated to that shit. Nobody. She literally came out and said, yeah, I used to drug men and rob them when they were asleep. And have sex with them, fuck them, and then rob them. Nobody retaliated. That shit got no kind of media attention. But let a guy come out and say that shit. You're gonna be all over his ass. All news, weather, all that shit, sports. But how y'all feel about that? Like is that like a topic too? Equality and that shit now? Like, you know, ever since, you know, the women was like, man, y'all ain't fucking us to give us the movie bros no more.
I'm gonna let you go first.
It's difficult. Do you feel like that is a topic of equality at this point? Like where it's like, are women getting the same kind of judgment as men when it comes to like what's that shit called? Like sexual assault or whatever the fuck it's called.
I don't know. I think the Cardi B case was different because we were talking about men in the strip club, dealing with strippers. The same way that it would be hard for somebody to take a prostitute serious when something happens to them. It's the exact same thing. So it's like we don't give that much attention to prostitutes that get assaulted. No different than what he is talking about. I mean, what Cardi B did in the strip club. So it's kind of like y'all went in the kitchen, so y'all got the fire, whatever.
Listen, man, that's a very, very interesting way to look at it. I personally feel like with that, comes kind of like the argument with like, I think this is a different show. Well, I was hearing the argument where it's like if it's an older woman that's kind of like, being sexual with a younger guy, is that considered the same way as if it's an older guy being sexual with a younger woman? It's different calibers. Like, are you providing justice the same way? Are you looking at the same way? I personally feel like if you have a 22-year-old woman and she's fucking with a 15-year-old kid, I think that's fucking horrible. I think that's something that's pretty much evenly like, it's a 22-year-old man fucking with a 15-year-old girl. I feel like the attention that would be okay, Tina, you disagree. All right, please share.
No, it's not. It's not less bad than a woman involving with a teenager. I think just men and women are very different. It's more like with men, and I'm not speaking about you in general. With men, everything is always about control. And everything, men have just naturally been sexual creatures. So it's a little different because women, we aren't made like that. Men is always some sort of control tactic behind it or manipulation behind it. Women involved, if you use the age dynamic, she got some other stuff going on mentally. But I can't say it's the same thing. A lot of guys think that if they're dating an older woman, they think somewhere along the line in certain areas, they think the woman is a little bit more manipulative as well, but not to the same standard as a man would be. Like, it would not sit well with me if my daughter was 16 years old and she's seeing somebody almost 30. That wouldn't sit well with me because the mind of a woman and the mind of a man and that dynamic is very different.
But would you feel that way if your 15-year-old son was seeing a 23-year-old woman? Honestly,
I would try to figure out what the hell is wrong with him at the most, but
I would try to figure out what the fuck is wrong with her. I understand what's going on with him.
Yeah, but a lot of times, I guess why I'm saying that is, once again, no, it's not okay for a woman that age to be involved with a 16-year-old. But once again, it's still, I don't know how to say this without sounding weird. So,
I got you. I understand. You're just saying you feel like it's a difference, and I understand what you're saying. It's not that I don't understand it. I don't agree with it, but I do understand it. But I think that's the reason. One of the reasons where like I wanted to have like this conversation, because there is a different dynamic when it comes to men and women, and I think that it's hard for people to kind of establish that dynamic. Like, what is right for a man that's wrong for a woman, or what's wrong for a woman that's right for a man. Like, I feel like if you're older than somebody and you're in a higher position, especially if they're at a younger age. Now, if you're 17 and they're 20, then all right, man, the age bracket is a little tighter. But if you 13 and you dealing with a 25-year-old, at some point, man or woman, you have to establish if it's 25-year-old woman, 14-year-old kid, the woman's got to be at some level of manipulation, like at least a deep level of manipulation in my book.
Speaking of kids, that's why it's really throwing me off.
It's fucking hard.
And I'm
Let's see what somebody say. Anyone dating in a relationship with a minor should be in jail, male or female. Yeah, I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that.
it's the teenage age that's really like throwing me
Good night, baby.
off. But I will say, me and my kid's father is 6 years apart. I'm older than him by 6 years.
Oh, you're older than him. Okay, that's a little different too. You don't hear about that too much.
Don't judge me. Well,
I'm not. No, I'm just not acknowledging it.
I don't care. When
That's
we
cool.
first met, I was 24, and he told me he was 19, which his family knew he liked to date older women, and regardless, his mom was perfectly okay with it, and so was the grandmother.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he was only 18.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
he started off being dishonest. And I asked his mother, like, how do you feel about your son being disinterested in somebody my age? But once again, the grandmother, she talked a lot. So she was the one that kind of gave away on his age. So technically I was his first. But I was not a cradle robber. He kind of just, we gravitated towards each other. But my mistake was looking at him as a man.
Gotcha.
I never once manipulated him on anything because he taught me things. But him talking to other people about our relationship, they were able to convince him that maybe she's manipulating you because she's older. You know, he would spread his insecurities, making assumptions I was cheating because I was working more than one job. So he was putting people in our business that allowed him to believe that I was manipulating him by saying I'm working, even though he thought I was with somebody else. But all in all, like I said, some parents happily accept their kids like older women. Now, 15 and 13 and all that, no. Your child shouldn't even be allowed to leave the house without you knowing where the fuck they're going. So that's throwing me off.
Donna, let's hear from you a little bit. Like, what do you feel as far as like the age bracket, as far as dating? Like, you know, when it comes to men and women, do you feel like it should be different for a male than a female?
No, I think that, like the guest said, if whoever's dating a teenager, male or male or female, if it's illegal, they should go, they should be locked up. But at the same time, if I can be completely honest, when I was a teenager, I was dating a grown ass man, like my dude was like almost 30 and I was a teenager.
Teenager, like 18?
I was like 17. And I think I had to be like in 11th grade. I have OU in 11th grade. I think it was about 17, and I was dating somebody. I think he was like 27.
Yeah, my book right there. See that shit right there? That's different for me, man. And the main reason, of course, is because a 27-year-old, even like an immature one or whatever, like, you always got the people that always say, oh yeah, but a woman is really more mature than men. That's bullshit. Like, they can be, just like anybody can be, but you still have wisdom on your side. Like, you have age and experience. There's no doubt about that. Unless you sat in a closet your whole fucking life, but you still have that on your side. So you have the ability to use it towards whatever you want to use it on. And that's what I be looking at when I hear about these stories. Like, if you're older than the person you're with, like, you kind of just have a little bit more experience. And yeah, I'm not saying that nobody can like each other, but I'm just saying, like, you are definitely responsible for, carrying the situation, thoughtfully, instead of just like, whatever. But I think definitely that men are definitely going to be, I don't give a fuck if she's 17 and he's 21. I feel like you're doing this, but if a woman kind of is doing that, it's like, oh well, good job, buddy. Like, good fucking shit. I don't agree with that shit, yo. We was on another show talking about that not too long ago. It was interesting, really interesting story. But I don't know, man. That's just further going into why I feel like it's definitely a difference. I'm with Team Men. But I give y'all a relationship for sure. I give y'all a relationship, no doubt about it. And law, that was the other one I had. Legal. They don't give men shit, yo. I feel like with the law, I don't know, men we don't get respect for nothing. I mean, women, I don't know about how much with women. You used to have a lot of things like, women wanting to be judges and stuff like that. Remember, like, all that was going on, but now it's like, it's pretty accepted. You see female judges, female cops. You see a lot of that shit now. It's not like you know, lost like it was before.
Right.
I don't know. But listen, guys, I think it was a pretty good conversation. I enjoyed talking about this stuff. Tina, you missed us talking about Tupac and them earlier. You had a good conversation about hip hop and stuff like that earlier or whatever.
Oh, really? Yeah, I lost track of time. My phone was dying. I'm like, oh shoot, his time is different than mine. I'm like, oh
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different. Still, that's all. That time difference is always a challenge. But I really appreciate you guys coming on me today. We had a really good conversation. Even though I kind of wanted a little, like I said, a little bit more perspectives and have a little bit more of a debate about it. But I enjoyed the conversation that we had. Hopefully, Beeline, you guys enjoyed it. Live in the line. I'm actually going to try to take it down a little bit these next couple weeks. We're gonna lighten it up a little bit. There goes there goes CA. What up, CA? Let's see what CA got to say on it. Anyone under 25 is easy to manipulate, male or female. They don't have enough life experience to see red flags. Yeah, I agree, CA.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree. My name didn't show up on my Facebook comment. Yeah, it actually showed up on YouTube. Okay, thank you. CA was gonna come on tonight with us too and talk, but she wasn't feeling too well. But I really appreciate the love. But yo, listen, we're gonna wrap it up. I wanted to tell you guys, I'm gonna post it in the chat and stuff too. But yeah, we're gonna kind of lighten up these next couple live and live. We've been doing a lot of relationship heavy stuff. I do want to do a nostalgia night. I know that those are like a lot of fun. Like we watch commercials and stuff like that from back in the day, especially because it's Halloween. And Beeline, I got news for you. I'm telling you right now. I've been kind of like, guys, listen. I don't know if you guys have watched my Halloween specials that I've done on my channel, but yo, listen, go check my Halloween special out. Yeah, especially last year's. Last year's was crazy. But I might be doing another Halloween special this year. I've really been thinking about it. I got a couple of stuff that I want to do. It's not going to be as dramatic as it was last year, but I want to do some things. Might have some jump scares and might talk with somebody on the show and have horror movie topics and stuff like that or whatever. But are you guys ready for the end of the year, man? Yo, we're over. It's fucking October, yo. Isn't that crazy?
4 quarter.
Damn, we done here. Last year's. Oh, you liked it? Thank you, CA. Yeah, last year's I had fun with that last year's Halloween shit. But Tina, do you celebrate Halloween?
yes and no. It's been a
Yes.
while.
Yeah, my girl doesn't do any holidays, man. That's one of our biggest challenges. I love the holidays, but she don't do any holidays at all. So this year I don't know. Gotta do it without her. But all right, y'all. I hope you guys have a great night, guys. Everybody, please go follow Donna. Go ahead and shout your show out.
It's the Urban Mommy Podcast. So that is I Am Urban Mommy on Instagram and Urban Mommy on YouTube.
Perfect. Tina, tell them where you be at.
My show is The Corner of Queens. We are streaming live on Apple iPad podcast. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. YouTube.
Monday.
I know, right? We're streaming on YouTube, Spotify, and also it'll be linked to my Facebook page as well. So
Perfect. Guys, go check them out, man. And of course, definitely check us out here. We did the Beelines live in the line. We're gonna be doing this every Sunday. Like I said, we're gonna have some more fun ones next week. I'm definitely gonna put together a nostalgia night, baby. We're gonna watch some old school commercials, some Halloween commercials, and see some old school Halloween costumes. Let's do that. Let's get ready for spooky season,
that
yo.
sounds like fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna start putting it together tomorrow at work because I hate work. I'll be fucking bored, and I'm tired of doing this shit. I'm fucking bored at work, yo. Be thinking of shit, writing shit down. All right, y'all. But thank you guys so much once again for coming. I really appreciate you. And Beeline, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and we outie. See y'all later, guys.
Bye.
Have a